This is the second segment for homework number 12, so I'm going to be doing number 14, problem number 14 here. That is law of cosine. So B is 60, B is 60, C is, I think it's at 30, all right? Uh, 30, and angle A is 70 degrees. Angle A is 70 degrees. Okay, so I'm going to draw this, label these A, B, C. This angle is 70 degrees. B is 60. C is 30, right there. And obviously this is side angle side, which requires the use of law of cosines. Okay, so we have BC is equal to square root. Okay. Actually, just let me remind you that BC squared, law of cosine says BC squared is equal to 60 squared plus 30 squared minus 2 times 60 times 30 cosine of the angle between them. Okay, that's what it said. But if you take the square root, you're going to get what I was about to start with. Plus 30 squared minus 2 times 60 times 30 times cosine of 70 degrees. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this thing in our calculator. 60 and 30. Okay, so square root 60 squared plus 30 squared minus 2 times 30 times 60 times cosine of 70 degrees. And my mode is on degrees, so that's okay. Close it. So this is 57.17. If I round it to the second digit, 57.17. 57.17. Now, that means I found this edge. Let me see now. I found this this edge, 57.17. And to find the other two angles, the missing angles, one of them you can use the law of sine if you want to. We can also use cosine, but it's easier to use the law of sine. So, for example, I say 57. Let me write like this. Sine of 70 degrees over 57.17 equal to sine of C over 30 units of length right there. And that means sine of C is equal to 30 times sine of 70 divided by 57.17, and C obviously is equal to sine inverse of this thing, 30 times sine of 70 degrees divided by 57.17. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. So we have second function, sine inverse 30 times, I think it was sine of 70. Is that right? Yeah, sine of 70 degrees, close the parentheses, divided by 57.17. Let's make sure that we typed it correctly. 30 times sine. Yeah, looks good. Okay, very good. Enter, and you're going to get 29.54. So this angle, 29.54 degrees. And to find the other missing angle, named angle B, we use the fact that the sum of these three angles add up to 180. So it's going to be 180 minus 70 degrees plus 29.54. And this is 180 degrees minus the 54 here. And then that's going to be a 9 and another 9. Is that correct? Yep. So this is going to be 4, 6, 10, 0, 8. Is that correct? Let's see now. Add these up. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's okay. So there's the other angle. Okay, let's do the last problem in this group. So 20, all three sides are given, 20, 25, and 22. Okay, 20, 25, and 22. Let's go to it. So this is problem 15. 15. Problem 15. A is 20, B is 25, and C is 22. Three sides are given. We need three angles. Okay, good. So we have. Let me draw this. Always helps. A, B, C. So this is 20. This is 22, and this is 25. So let's find A first. We have 20 squared equal to, if you're trying to find angle A, let's look at the side that's facing A, which is little a, 20 squared right there, okay? And then equal to 25 squared plus 22 squared minus 2 times 25. Oh, this is squared. These are squared. 25 times 22 times cosine of the angle A, okay? Well, cosine of the angle A is equal to 25 squared minus plus 22 squared minus 20 squared divided by 2 times 25 times 22. Or simply A is equal to cos inverse of this thing. 25 squared, 22 squared minus 20 squared divided by 2, 25, 22. Let's plug this thing in. So the second function, okay, so parentheses, 25 squared plus 22 squared minus 20 squared, close the parentheses, divided by parentheses 2 times 22, 25 times 22, and close the parentheses, and enter. 49.87. 49.87. So this is approximately 49.87 degrees. Now to find, for example, B, it is easier if you use the law of the sine. So we have sine of B over 25 equal to, we just found the angle A, so it's going to be sine of 49.87 divided by the side A. Side A was 20. That means sine of B is equal to 20 in the denominator, 25 on the top, sine of 49.87, and B is equal to sine inverse of this thing that we have here, 25 times sine of 49.87 divided by 20. So let's go up there. So we have second function, sine inverse. Okay. 25 times sine of 49.87 close the parentheses and divided by, I think it was 20, was it not? I think it was 20. Yeah, 20. Close the parentheses, enter, and that is 72.89. 72.89. So approximately 72.89 degrees. 72.89 degrees. Now, to find the final angle, angle C, we use 180 minus the sum of these two angles that we found. So 72.89 plus 49.87, and this is 180. Let me do that here. Let me do that. My calculator. So 180 minus parentheses 72.89, 72.89 plus 49.87, 49.87, and that is going to be approximately 57.24, 57.24, approximately 57.24 degrees. Okay, so we have done these problems. Let's see what else we got. Next category of problems. Okay, so let's look at number 29. It says that if these are the sides, find the angles. Okay, so let's do 9, 12, and 15. 9, 12, and 15. 9, 12, and 15. So it says if A is 9, B is 12, and C is 15, find the area. So here's a situation. Let me draw this thing for you. So there is A, B, C. This is 9. B is 12. And C is 15. Of course, this is not drawn to scale. You can see that. So one, it is better if you draw it to scale so that the sides, make sense. Obviously, AB is 15 must be longer than 9 or longer than 12, but that's okay. So what we need here is area. Now, I can't remember. We can actually go ahead and find this thing, but let me see if there is a formula that actually I presented to you. I can't remember whether there's a formula I can present it to you for the area to plug in. I don't suggest that we do that, but let me see. Section 3.6. Okay, I want to see if there is something for area. Okay, not here, page down. Law of cosine, law of cosine. Right, there is a formula which is there's a formula for area, but uh, square root of, let me go up here. S is equal to, okay, square root of S times. Now, this formula does require the law of cosine, but we can use it. I don't expect you I don't expect you to, if you don't want to use the law of cosine directly. If you want, you can use this formula. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. I don't like it, but we can do that. So S is equal to A plus B plus C over, I think it was 2, was it not? Well, already forgot. Let me see. Yes. Okay. So this is equal to 15 plus 9 plus 12 over 2. And this is equal to, let me see. Okay, this is 2436 over 2. Yeah, and this is 18. And the formula, again, this is not the kind of formula that I'll ever memorize because I can always get it, and I'll tell you how I'm going to get it in a minute. We discussed it in the class, but S times S minus A times S minus B times S minus C. So it's equal to square root of 18 times 18 minus 9, 18 minus 12, 18 minus 15. And this is square root of 18 times 9 times 6 times 3. Okay. So this is equal to, okay, notice that 18 times 18 comes out, 9 comes out, and 54. 54. Now, the way I would do this problem is as follows. Let me go to the next page. I'm going to redraw this thing in a second. Let me actually copy this. Copy. Paste. Okay. So what I would do is, instead of memorizing that formula, believe me, I already forgot what the formula was. What I'm going to do is find this angle. This is the angle. Let me label this is the C. Find the angle C, for example, using law of cosine. So we have a cosine of C is equal to 9 squared plus 12 squared minus 15 squared divided 2 times 9 times 12. Okay, or C is equal to cos inverse of this thing, right? 9 squared plus 12 squared minus 15 squared, 2 times 9 times 12. Okay, so let me go ahead and do this thing with a calculator. Second function. Parentheses. 9 squared plus 12 squared minus 15 squared, close the parentheses, divided, parentheses, 2 times 9 times 12, and close the parentheses. So this is 90 degrees. Ooh, I didn't even know that. I forgot. Okay. So that's 90 degrees. So let's go ahead and do this. Yeah. So this angle is actually 90 degrees. Okay. So basically my situation is this. C looks like that. This is 90 degrees. This is the hypotenuse, must be 15. This is a 9. This is a 12. And the area is equal to the height times the width divided by 2. And this is 54. This is 6 times 54. Notice that I got the same answer, which I erased it a minute ago. We got the same answer, but using that formula. However, law of cosine which allow you to find an angle. In general, when you find an angle, if this angle was not 90 degrees, so that would not be the case, then you can find the altitude and then multiply it by the base divided by 2. It's up to you whether you want to memorize it or you want to use this formula.